All right. Yo. Peace and blessings, like loves to people out there. It's been a minute since I've been up doing anything related to like putting anything on YouTube, right? And that's primarily because, I've been busy. You know what I'm saying? I've been like really busy in general, but the busyness is related to you know, this new stuff that I've been doing. Like those of you that kind of been into what I've been in, my channel, right, that right before um, I went silent, I was doing a lot of AI stuff, right? And I've been really kind of delving into that. And what I've been doing is I've been making, you know, making some videos related to that, right? And for me, I've got good. I would say they're pretty nice, pretty dope. I've broke into a little debut, so to speak. And it's nice. It's nice. So, and I just wanted to update. I guess I recently I had an interview with a guy who's setting up a studio, you know, movie theater viewing type of thing. He's got his own space where he hosts programs, and one of the programs that he hosts, he's doing is basically a media studio production type of deal. And I met with him last night because I was able to showcase my video about some of you have watched it, the video about the king, so to speak. And he was very impressed and he wanted to work with me. And so we ended up having a meeting last night and discussing, my first debut, so to speak, as he would like to say it, the worldwide debut of two videos. One related to Or Wahid, Medu Ra, and Comet, and the second one related to, Baba Zulu. And it was pretty dope. Then we discussed, you know, doing podcasts. Like, it was a good meeting. It was inspirational. At the same time, it was confrontational or challenging in that, it's forcing me to grow out of my comfort zone and engage in new venues, new avenues of life. Considering, new possibilities of revenue streams, which is dope. Uh, you know, taking I have taking my talents and then being able to do something with them. So, that was pretty dope. Of course, I have still kept up with. I know y'all hear that squeaking in the background, so that is what it is. But um, of course, I've been keeping up with my studies in reference to other, my main content, deconstructing, the Abrahamic faiths, and engaging in spiritual endeavors. So that's consistent, constant. But I haven't put as much energy that has into that I've done with the AI stuff. Um, but I've definitely, broken some ground in relation to deconstructing the origin of another aspect of this joint, which is really dope. And I'm really just waiting till I have more time so I can really put it together in a more comprehensive way. Of course, I'm not, creating anything new per se. I do have something new coming down the pipeline, which will be the next month or two. I know I don't talk about this much, but I do have a book that I've put out for years. It's an esoteric metaphysical book, and it's called The Teachings of Cosmic Consciousness. You can cop it on Amazon. At the moment, it's on that platform. I'm gonna move it in a second to a different platform. I'm in the process of. I had a website, cosmicmystic.net, uh, that I just let go because I had to pay. I built the website myself, and I was paying this money for these domain names and all this, domain name. I was paying money for the domain name. I was paying money for the domain site. I was paying money to keep it up and running, and it wasn't making money. It was a nice thing to have, when I would go and talk and I would have these discussions, and then I would be able to upload books onto that website, upload resources to, like, when I'm having a discussion, I could go right into my website and then put the link to my source material right there in the web, right there in the middle of the conversation without having to go search the web. So that was part of that was something that was on my site. Um, but you know, the money that I was paying out and not receiving in, I was like, it's not adding up. So I ended up letting it lapse. So, you can't really go to it now because clearly it doesn't exist. But I'm in the process, and then with me, I do so many things. Like if it's not at the forefront of my mind, like I forget some of the processes. But then it's just like anything else, like riding a bike. You just need to pick it up again, and then once you pick it up, you remember. And that's where I'm at right now in the process of building my website. It's just remembering the steps that I took to build it. And so, maybe by I'm thinking July, maybe sooner, mid-June, I'll have my website up and running, and then we'll be able to do some things over there. Um, but that's what's going on. The other thing that's different, uh, that that is a discussion that is really something that is going to be challenging because every summer, those of you that have been watching me, every summer I go to the monastery. Every summer I go to the mountains. I meditate. I go on my retreats, and I'm never in city in my off time. So this summer is different. I plan on staying here. Of course, I'm going to do some traveling, but not the intense traveling that I do every summer, where I'm gone, the entire summer. And when I come back, it's just time to go to work. Like I'm going to spend some time here in the city, to to kind of get a feel of the city and let the city get a feel of me. I've been here for so long, but we don't really know each other. And that may seem weird to some of you, but basically, you like those of you form your character, your personality, your behavior based upon the dynamics of the environment that you live in, right? So, and that's basic. You are who you are because of the space that you find yourself in. You know what I'm saying? Um, you are shaped by the dynamics that shape your environment. But when when you have a situation where you kind of just work all the time in your job, you have this culture where you go to work and you go home. You move to a different city, you go to work and you go home, and and then you sleep, and you don't really engage with the city that much. You don't have a relationship with that city. You know what I'm saying? Like the city, there's no way that you and that city are bonded, so to speak. Like you don't have a connection to the dynamics, to the people of the city. And that's kind of what I'm facing right now, which which if I stay here, it'll give me a chance to alleviate or to permeate, those boundaries that are there. So that's what's going to be different. I'm also realizing and recognizing, like, I I mean, I drive to work every morning, so I could really have these type of conversations every morning. Like I don't know why that didn't occur to me before. I'm always so used to having to do like presentations, setups, things of nature. Um, maybe I should just talk. Maybe I should just talk, and then I can build up content from there. Talk about my discoveries, keep the jewels hidden when they need to be hidden, and speak when need to be spoken. Because there are some things that, when I bring it out, it's gonna be out of the bag. And so then that'll give people, some talking points to have with me when we do have conversations. But other than that, I can, talk about my research. Because the other thing is, honestly, that stuff that I do, it takes time. Putting together presentations, doing the research, organizing it, knowing your information, putting together graphs, charts, things of this nature, it does take a lot of time. And so that's another reason why I haven't put things out in such a very long time. But all that's coming to an end, and I'm about to get busy again, and we'll see how it goes. But be on the lookout for the next installment. You know what I'm saying? And I'll have a topic to discuss. We'll take it from there. All right, peace.